Welcome back, students. So next experiment is BJT as switch. That is to design bipolar junction transistor to work as a switch. So to do this experiment, the very first we'll list the components whatever we need. We need a DC power supply which can measure up to 5 volts or 12 volts, and two different resistors, 1 kilo ohm and 330 ohm, and we need LED, and also we need external power supply. Okay, so let's understand some theory, because always understanding the theory will help us to remember the circuit and you can score good marks in Viva. First of all, BJT is bipolar junction transistor. Transistor is semiconductor device which is actually made up of PN junction. The name itself says we are using NPN. So if this is NPN transistor, if you can see, it is made up of two different junctions. The one junction is between N and P type and one more junction. So transistor is nothing but semiconductor devices which is made up of PN junction. Now since in the previous experiment you understood PN junction means what? When PN junction, at what condition current will start flowing? If current should start flowing, barrier potential should reduce. I mean to say, the barrier potential across the PN junction should reduce. And what happens during reverse bias? The barrier potential across the PN junction is increasing, because of which current cannot flow. Now using this concept of PN junction, which is happening in transistor, that is NPN transistor, now we can design this transistor to work as a switch. So basically if you see in the circuit, the transistor used here is NPN. So this is actually emitter, base, collector. So just to see the circuit, we can analyze this. The base is connected to external power supply through base resistor 1 kilo ohm, and collector is connected to plus VCC which can measure up to maximum 5 volts, and through the resistance 330 ohms. Now to understand the circuit, let's understand the logic. Now how to design a transistor as a switch? Simple. Now transistor should be made to drive between two different conditions. It should move back and forth between two conditions. That is, one condition is saturation, another condition is cutoff. Now how to make this fluctuation? We are going to use here V in. As I increase the applied voltage, or if I decrease the applied voltage, or if I keep the Vn voltage to 0 volts, I am able to fluctuate, or I am able to drive the transistor between two different conditions. Now what happens if V in is at 0 volts? All of you know that from the previous experiment, the voltage at which there is increase in current, we call it as cut-in voltage. So let us assume that this condition, when V in is equals to 0 volts, both the junctions, they'll be in reverse bias. If it is in reverse bias, switch is in off state. Off state means what? Current is blocked. If current is blocked, there is no flow of current. We consider switch to operate it in which condition? Off. What is the reason for this? See, when both the junctions are reverse bias, base current is 0. The current through base is 0. If base current is 0, obviously collector current is 0. Then circuit is open, switch is off. Now, in this case, you cannot go in depth with theoretical concepts, because now for the laboratory part, how much to remember needs to be little bit cut short, little bit compressed, because you need to remember the circuit properly and main highlights to answer Viva question. Now, what happens if I increase V in slowly? Suppose if I start increasing V in small terms, that is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Let us assume cut-in voltage. It reaches the cut-in voltage, and once the V in is more than this cut-in voltage, what happens? This condition we call it as saturation, because both the junctions are forward bias, and if it is forward bias, we know that current will flow, switch is on, circuit is closed. So the major difference between two regions is in cutoff region current is blocked, absolutely no current. In saturation, maximum current can flow, that is why LED will glow. Now how do you connect it? I think you will take a breadboard and the transistor. Remember that emitter, base, collector properly should be connected. Base should be connected to one end of the resistor. Another end of resistor is given to positive of that applied voltage, and negative of applied voltage is connected to the ground. Emitter is connected to the ground, and then collector is connected to negative of LED. Remember that LED itself also will be having positive and negative. Positive of LED is connected to one end of 330 ohm and another end of 330 ohm is connected to plus VCC. So two power supply you will be using here. Then if Vin is 0, LED will not glow. As you increase the Vin, once the Vin crosses the cut-in voltage, LED will glow. So this is how when Vin is 0 volts, LED will be off. As we increase the Vin, LED will start glowing. So this is how you need to learn when it comes to basics when they ask as Viva questions, and how to remember the circuit and what you're going to perform, components, A and everything.